Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Newsworthy Stories with Jacqueline Jimenez. And right now I am joined with Linda Cam with Happy and Healthy Products. And I'm just so excited for her because she's had a really big week and something that she does every year since 9/11 began. She has delivered these fruit bars to firefighters. And when I first met her, she was just, in the middle of a pandemic and saying, I want to be able to generate new business because it was in the middle of the pandemic and she wanted to try something new. So we got together and then she allowed me to do this workshop for her and her franchisees. And then I said, Linda, what do you do in the community? What kind of things do you do in the community? And she says, what, Linda?
I basically told Jacqueline that every single year since the first 9/11 anniversary, we have delivered our fruitful frozen fruit bars to the police stations and fire stations, the BSO station in Deerfield Beach and Boca Raton, Florida, as a way of showing our appreciation to the firefighters and the police officers. And we know that 9/11 was a terrible day for all Americans, but roughly 3,000 people died. And of that, over 400 were first responders. And of those, approximately 350 were actually fire people. So we wanted to show them our appreciation for what they do on a year-round basis by doing this special tribute on 9/11.
And it was when she first told me, the types of things she was doing in the community. And she goes, I have this one thing, I like to honor the firefighters every year. And I'm like, well, that's a great story, and I was like, that would be wonderful to cover, and she goes, you know what, I just want, 4 press releases, just give me a whole bunch of press releases and we'll do this. And I was like, okay, because that's not the normal response from most people. And so, we've been holding on to them almost a year since we really talked about doing it. And she said, well, it's coming up. And I said, okay, well, let's, let me write it up and let me see, give me some more details about your story and how they wanted to honor the chief this year or the things that were going on. And just the fact that when she does this delivery, she does it with no dry ice or anything. And so it's almost like a race. And so when we were sharing in the press release, we're like, she's going to be running from one fire station to the next. And sure enough, they came. And I couldn't be happier for her because when we were talking to her franchisees, one of the things that I shared with them is that if you do the story and it gets coverage in one city, then you can probably share that same story in a different city and probably get coverage as well. And that's what's happening right now. Can you tell me more about that, Linda?
Sure. First, I have to say that Jacqueline did a fabulous job of writing up a press release, not just for us, but also for our franchisee, Tammy Krakalici, who is in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. And as a matter of fact, you were 2 for 2, Jacqueline, because not only did we get covered yesterday by the NBC affiliate WPTV, Channel 5 in West Palm Beach, Tammy this afternoon was covered for 2 hours by her local TV stations up in Massachusetts. So it was a chance not just for us to shine, but really to bring attention to the first responders and the fact that they do deserve appreciation on a year-round basis. And as I told them, I really feel like Patriots Day or 9/11 should also be National First Responders Appreciation Day.
I fully agree with you. And I think that you're on the right path and, to doing that, because really what the media does is takes your message, all around. And if more businesses are doing this and finding a way, really making this day to serve the first responders and the people in a special way, I think maybe that holiday is overdue. I fully agree with you, Linda. But I can't tell you how excited I was, one, for the first responders. I know they look forward to, that delivery every year. They've gotten used to it. And I know you surprised them a couple of days earlier, so that it would really be a surprise this year, You know, they didn't get it on, you know, on 9/11, but they got it a couple of days earlier. And so it's just fantastic. You know, I think it's just a good show of what the business community can do, and just to let our first responders know how much we really do care for them. Because you know what happens, right? We take advantage of their good work. Every day they go out, they're sweating, they wear all that equipment, you know, whether they're police officers or firefighters or anyone that's out there, you know, looking after us on a daily basis. And we just expect them to be there. And they are.
You know, that was another thing that you brought out in the press release that I hadn't actually thought of. I was always so focused on actual 9/11. And as you pointed out, you know, this in our press release, you know, this year has been particularly hard for police and for firefighters because of COVID and all the additional challenges that they have faced. In fact, recently a headline in the paper was that #1 cop killer this past year was COVID. And so they've had all these extraordinary circumstances, and yet there they are. And just like the firefighter said yesterday, even if somebody calls in the middle of the night, we are going. We are going to be there, and we're going to be there, and we're going to serve our community. And so it's great to remember the sacrifices of the people of 9/11, but also of our local first responders on a year-round basis. And you know, we've done this tribute every year, but we've never tried to publicize it in any way. And I'm really glad that we talked to you and that we did publicize it, because it has created way more recognition for the firefighters and police officers, way more recognition for the BSO, and hopefully it will make other people think, you know, we need to appreciate them too, not just the people that so tragically perished.
I fully agree. And thank you so much, Linda. You said it so perfectly and sweetly. And again, it was just, you guys, I felt like my handbook, How to Get Television News Coverage, it's easier than you might think, just came to life. I was like, that's exactly how you do it, because you didn't send the press release just once, right? You sent them, I sent them, and then we sent them again. But what you did most was you followed up, and I'm grateful. You really do have to follow up. And I just want businesses to know it's not hard. You do have to be persistent. You do actually have to have a story, and just to find that nugget that really impacts the community, that means something to the community. And then you have a story. It's not about what I don't think we've even mentioned your fruitful fruit bars, right? We've been talking about the actual action, because it's the action that you're doing that is fruitful. Right? Okay. Thank you so much, Linda. I just appreciate, one, getting to know you. Two, I'm just totally excited for you both, you and Tammy. I can't wait to see her story. Haven't seen it yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing that on social media, and we will share it. All right, everyone. Thanks so much. When we come back, we'll have so much more. Stay with us.